Today for INLS 697, the topic was the internet. Is it making us smarter or dumber? And I'm just going to talk about that through my presentation. The two arguments today are by Nicholas Carr and by Clay Shirky. Nicholas Carr, his argument is that the internet makes us dumber. He writes about this in his books The Shallows, What the Internet is Doing to Our Brains, and also in his book Is Google Making Us Stupid? So basically, in his opinion, the internet is a distraction. There's too many different medias like posts and RSS feeds, Facebook, ads, things like that, and it's just too confusing. He says that the internet doesn't make us delve into deeper reading or into deeper thought because people, just learn the benefits of skimming but never really take the step further to go look at more information. And then he also says that the internet overloads our short-term memory. So basically, he has a pretty negative outlook on the internet. In contrast, Clay Shirky, his argument is that the internet makes us smarter. And this is in his book Cognitive Surplus, Creativity and Generosity in a Connected Age. Basically, he says that cognitive surplus makes the world a better place. So basically, he says that when people pool the extra knowledge that they have using the internet, things are better and when they share. He says that even stupid things are better than nothing. He talks about the communal value of, lolcats and things like that. It is value for the people posting it and people that view it. Then he also talks about aspiring to, civic value, which is where the data that you're sharing helps a wide group of people, not just the people in the group. And then again, he says that sharing is the best thing to do. I think that in some ways, Carr is right. Especially in class, the internet is an easy escape for a lecture, and it's definitely distracting then. Also, I've definitely been at my friends and they're checking their email or Twitter and they never look up. Also, I'm constantly battling with my sister for attention against a word game that she plays Ruzzle on her iPhone. So that's kind of how I agree with Carr. It can be a distraction, but I really think that that's where my agreement with his view stops. Maybe it was the interviewer, Peter Novick, who honestly was really, I don't know, I thought he was kind of rude to Carr. And I wonder if Carr knew that 90% of his questions would be criticized in the book or sarcastic. But anyway, though I didn't read Carr's book, in the talk, at one point he actually agreed that there are great collaborative benefits in innovation and thought coming from the internet, to which he claimed fair enough. So I just wonder, does he really think that those positive societal benefits are outweighed by the few seconds it takes to click on a hyperlink? I'm not really convinced. Now I'll talk about my thoughts on Shirky. I am more prone to agree with him. I think the cognitive surplus combined with a medium on which to share and collaborate will really lead to a lot of innovation and civic value. I'm optimistic about this, especially in the field of healthcare. I'm currently in INLS 490, Health Information Sharing and Social Media. When Shirky started talking about patients like me, I started thinking a lot about the studies we've read, and I'll go into more detail now about how they relate to his argument. Shirky talks about being afraid to share health information, but also about the civic value of doing so for the group and for the website that aggregates the data. One study we read in 490 was about lurkers, people that belong to online communities and look at information but they never post or engage. They cited several reasons for doing so, such as that they found that they didn't really think they were going to be helpful by posting anything. They also cited poor usability of different sites, and they also said they didn't like the group dynamics, so those are all reasons why a lurker might be a lurker. These people, however, in contrast to those who were actively engaged in the group, felt they got less benefit from the group and felt less like members. So this is really speaking to the benefits of sharing that Shirky advocates. Another study was a woman. She would post on an online breast cancer forum from when she was diagnosed to when she eventually died, and it just looked at the themes of her message and the value derived from those messages. So one thing was 24/7 support in an online support group. You can post anything at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you can get support around the clock. Also, there's instant responses, so there's much more likely of a chance that someone else will respond to your message at 3 o'clock in the morning rather than, like a doctor. Uh, in an online group, there's going to be a lot of shared experiences, so you're going to get more sympathy from people that know what you're going through. And essentially, it has great communal value. Now I want to talk about the limitation of Shirky's view. As askers, after the talk noticed, I think that maybe it's a little too positive and he overlooks a lot of the hurdles to producing the civic value that he praises. For example, privacy. As the internet grows, so does our need to keep things private, and that really conflicts with the whole sharing philosophy that Shirky relies on to make his argument. Also, as a asker noticed, there's going to be bad websites just like there's good ones, there's also a lot of bad communal sites, such as pro anorexia or suicide sites. And even on good sites, one of the things we read about in 490 was about how people in a fertility online group found it discouraging to see, some people getting pregnant or some people talking about the failure of a treatment that they're about to go through, the next day. So there can even be bad posts on a good site that can be upsetting, or even in the study with the woman with breast cancer, when she started to die, people started to compare themselves to her, and that way that shared information was actually negative. So, and then lastly, there's a lot of throwaway stuff. By nature, there's going to be a lot more throwaway things than productions of civic value due to the variation of skilled users on the internet. There's going to be a lot more people that can create, lolcats than aggregate data. Shirky isn't oblivious to this, though, and kind of takes you taking the good with the bad stance on the issue. So in conclusion, I agree more with Shirky, like I said before. I think the internet has the potential to allow us to combine resources and thought to create a better world. That's not to say that people are going to band together to do so, but they could, which I think is a positive step in the right direction. Also, I agree with Carr in the sense that face-to-face communication is still better, citing, the Bread article. There are some things you just can't do online, and it's when people begin to rely on online communication as a replacement for, rather than an addition to face-to-face communication, that we have a problem. And that's it. Thank you.